Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and read Matthew 24, verse 14. And this gospel, the kingdom, shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. In other words, the flight, the rapture, the catching away. There's several references throughout the Old and New Testament about that. I'm not going to get into that. But the abomination of desolation, that's the Antichrist, Satan, the Antichrist, not the several Antichrists that we know of right now, but the so-called Messiah must stand in a holy place. And that holy place is the temple. The temple has to be built in Israel, and he has to stand in it. Once that happens, what does it say? It says, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. See where I'm going with this? Now with that said, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Yeah, that's a very real thing. There's going to be a lot of false Christs and false prophets that will show signs that are technological in nature, but they will look real in real life. Do not believe it, right? So again, we still haven't, according to this, we still haven't been raptured, right? Behold, verse 25, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For whosoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Carcass, dead people. Eagles, those are God's people. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened. There's a correlation here. Immediately, verse 29, after the tribulation of those days, and it calls it tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. This is the rapture. And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. All right, there you go. Now that's verse 31. You can go ahead and read the rest, because it goes into that. But I'm going to add to this. Verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. That means that even during those tribulationary days, there's going to be people doing stuff like that, right? So I'm going to turn to the page, Book of Revelation, chapter 6, and I want to read how important this is, okay? According to what I read in the book of Mathew 24, the abomination of desolation shall stand in a holy place first. This could be a twofold event, though. I'll tell you why. Revelation chapter 6, We are going to go to, let me see, where is it? Verse 12. And I beheld, okay, Revelation 6, verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll, when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Go back to Matthew 24. And go back and forth between this. Because what this is saying is the rapture doesn't happen until after the earthquake happens. And after the earthquake, chapter 7 goes into those that are marked. 144,000 are marked. And then you have another set of people that are in heaven. Okay. And these people that are in heaven have been raptured. That's that great harvest. So 144,000 of God's warriors, Jesus Christ warriors, are marked for good. They cannot be touched. They will go on to live through the great tribulation, at least until they're overcome in the 3.5 years, according to what I've read. Don't take my word for it, but there you go. Chapter 7 is right in front of your face, right? But a great harvest is taken, according to Matthew 24. Y'all need to read.